I'm delighted to be here this morning. When we look back over the last 7 or 8 years, we can now see at least some light at the end of the tunnel. But as I expressed this morning to the county council member, I think a lot of community activists and residents also see light at the tunnel, and their light is much bigger and brighter than my light, so we have to pull through this in a very cautious manner. But I can say, without doubt, that we are in a much, much better position today than we've been in the last few years. Today I'm announcing our capital budget for 15 through 20 with a little bit of good news, but also some caution. Caution to the extent that we know that there are some needs. This budget will attempt to respond to those needs, but we'll also do it in a way that I think is careful. We will increase spending this year by approximately 2.3% in the capital budget, a budget of about $4.5 billion. $4.5 billion. Now, the lion's share of this and the greatest effort in our work in the last few months have been to respond to the unprecedented increase in enrollments in our schools. We are growing at the rate of better than 2,000 students per year. That is more than many communities combined. That's equivalent to a high school per year. And that rate of increase is expected to go on for an indefinite period of time. So in order to do that, we continue, I say continue, our efforts to prioritize education in a way that responds to this. And so this budget attempts to do several things. It significantly increased the local funding for education. The funding for education in this budget is $1.2 billion for construction and for other related projects in the capital budget for the school system. 1.1 of that amount is for construction alone. That's an unprecedented number for our school system. In addition to that, we attempt to leverage the amounts that we receive from the state. It assumes our traditional amount of about $40 million from the state that will give us an additional $240 million over the next 6 years. And we're hoping to find a way to get approximately 230 additional million from some new and creative ways in working in partnership with other county executives and with our state delegation in Annapolis. If we combine all of those things together, that would provide us approximately $1.7 billion that should, if taken in totality, respond to the challenges that our Board of Education and Superintendent have outlined. That's an unprecedented effort by this county. It's really a reprioritization of many things that we've done in the past as it relates to county government. For example, although the school system budget will go up approximately 13%, county government spending will go down by 14%. I justify that based on the priorities. When I ran for this office many years ago, I said that education was our top priority. And if you look at the expenditures over the years, we've demonstrated that. This budget continues that. It is keeping faith with the voters and the people of Montgomery County who've urged us to make sure that we not forget about education. And we will not do so in this budget. But there are other things that we're doing as well. We're also increasing our bonding, or at least our borrowing capacity. That we will borrow an additional $170 million. That's an increase from our usually $295 million to $325 million, approximately $25 million, so $25 to $35 million a year, $30 million a year for the next 6 years. We think that we can do that because I think when you look at what we've done over the last few years, we've maintained our AAA bond rating. We've tried to make sure that we provide the resources necessary to fund the budgets. We've constrained our budgets in a manner that reflected the times, and as we ease out of the recession, we are in a much better position to go forward. But we're doing other things as well. On the economic development front, to provide the jobs we need. As many of you know, we received we will receive approximately $1 billion in additional state aid for many projects here in Montgomery County. That came after a long, difficult task of fighting to increase the gasoline tax. When I ran for this office years ago, I had the audacity to stand before the voters of Montgomery County in the state of Maryland and argue for a gasoline tax. Many people said that was foolhardy. It would never happen. It was not wise politically. But I believe that it was the right thing to do. And after many years of going to Annapolis, almost singularly arguing for this tax, the state finally decided that it was a wise thing to do, and now are providing the resources for us to make certain that we do the Purple Line, the Carter City Transit, Watkins Mill Exchange, Brookville Bypass, Bus Rapid Transit, and many other things that we need in order to move our county forward. There are approximately 100,000 jobs that are at stake as we go forward with this. But we're doing more. You look at what we're doing in the White Flint area. We're providing directly, indirectly, to development in that area for this transitional period of about $340 million. That's an unprecedented amount to help move this county forward. So we are moving forward on a number of fronts. And one I want to particularly talk about is our county roads. We hear an awful lot about the roads. For many years, the roads were not receiving the kind of prioritization that they needed. The roads were almost but forgotten. We provided very little money for maintenance and repairs compared to the challenges that we face. We've increased the amounts for, at least for arterial and primary roads, by 80%. And for residential roads, it's over 600% increase. Let me repeat that. An over 600% increase. And we need every dime of that. When you look at the inclement weather that we are facing today, the snow, the ice, the roads will take a severe beating over the next few months, and we need to respond to the challenges that we face. We went out and did an inventory. First time in a long time we've done an inventory. Prioritize the roads that needed repairs. Our departments are working diligently to get to it, but because there was such a huge backlog, we are finding it necessary to significantly increase this. A 676% increase, going from $17 million to $137 million. And we've done this now in the midst of a great recession. And we keep all that in mind. We've done this in the midst of a great recession. We've done this while maintaining our AAA bond rating and responding to all of the other needs as we've looked at them. So transportation is something that we are responding to. Economic development is tied directly to that. We're ensuring that we maintain the continued funding for the South Bethesda Metro and all of the funding related to the Purple Line. There are other things we're doing as well. Let me just touch on a couple of them. Remember the great debate, the great fight that we had for years about the ambulance fee? Well, for those of you who do not know, the fees have been in effect now for some time. And the county has not come to a screeching halt. We continue to pick up people in and everywhere that they're needed and respond adequately to that response. And it's been a seamless transition. So many times people ask me, well, when will the ambulance fee go into effect? Aren't we supposed to hear about that sometime in the future? And I say, no, it is already in effect. It's been in effect for some time. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we know it here because we are now in a position to respond to many of the challenges of the apparatus that we need for fire and rescue services, to reduce the response time of our fire and rescue personnel. That's a good sign for us. So you'll see in this budget a significant increase in the apparatus for our fire and rescue to keep it pace with the growing population of the county. I want to indicate a couple other things that we have in this budget. As you know, we've just opened the Gaithersburg Library a couple of weeks ago. There was a tremendous turnout of people who came out on a cold Saturday morning to see it, to experience, and be a part of the library. So it reminds us the importance of libraries and how important they are to our community. Well, just a few more weeks from now, we'll be opening up the only library. But we have to go beyond that. We have to find ways in which to go back to continue to refurbish, to modernize our libraries, to find the equipment that's needed, the personnel, and all the things that are there. So we will start in this process, a new process that will allow us to respond to the challenges faced by our libraries in terms of the physical construction of libraries in a much more timely manner. It may not mean that we're tearing a library down and completely build a new library, but we will, in fact, get to the maintenance, the repairs, and refurbish libraries in a much, much quicker order. And this budget reflects that as well. Look at the amounts of monies that we're putting into the quality of life things for our seniors, for our recreation system, for all of the libraries that we have. We are going to respond in this budget to those as well. And finally, I want to say a little bit about going forward and paying for all of this. There was an argument made in response to the big three yesterday's request for additional state aid for our schools. And the argument said that, well, we made a strong case that there is a need, both for construction as well as maintenance dollars. But compared to other jurisdictions, we have not taxed ourselves enough. We're not spending enough from tax dollars. Well, we need to go back to examine that. First, we maintain education as a top priority. And although you may not look at the income tax, although we've kept it at or above the charter limit for many years, people fail to look at all the other taxes and revenues that citizens pay in Montgomery County. The fuel energy tax is a huge, huge fee that people pay. The water quality protection charge is something that people see. Although there are fees, it comes to virtually every homeowner in this county, and you see it on your tax bill. So the question isn't whether or not it's the tax here or there. The question is, how much are people paying is the standard. And the people of Montgomery County, in my view, pay a great deal. And they pay for it because they want the quality services, they want quality schools, and this budget responds to those things. Whether it's building police stations, recreation centers, improving libraries, enhancing our roads and transit, responding to the environmental challenges, this budget covers the limit of those things. There are things that we can, in fact, do, and we can, in fact, do more. But as I've indicated when I started, we will emerge from this recession in a gradual format. But we will emphasize education, both of our public schools as well as our college. We maintain and enhance much of the request for our Board of Education as well as our community college. This budget reflects those things. But it reflects also the values that I think we hold dear in Montgomery County and what we think is important. It is important for us to try to make certain that the people who pay all of those taxes and or taxes fees expect and want quality services. And we have to provide that because we have to maintain faith with our voters and the people who brought us here. I want to thank all of you for your participation in this budgetary process. This is just the beginning. There are some challenges ahead. I submitted it earlier to the county council, and so there will be an opportunity for you to weigh in and participate in that process as well. This is not a slow period for us. We immediately transition now into the operating budget. You'll hear from us on March 15th about that as well. Let me again thank Jennifer Hughes and her staff for all the work that you provided. You provided an excellent roadmap for us to go through, and you've worked diligently to respond to the many challenges we face. I also want to thank the board, Dr. Starr, and the members of the Board of Education, all our department heads, the outside agencies, the college, Dr. Paulett, Jared Johnson, all of those who worked with us to make this budget happen. Please take an opportunity to look thoroughly through this budget, evaluate the priorities that we've outlined, and I think that you will conclude that we've tried to balance this as best as possible, reprioritizing those things that we can, responding to the challenges ahead for us, making certain that the educational components therein are resolved to the best degree that we can in this budget. And I think it's a wonderful budget for the challenges we face and the circumstances that we're in today. Thank you all for coming out today.